Up from the grave, no longer in that state. Colonization claimed my consciousness, but now I'm awake. Broke the chains of being ignorant, I stand on the truth. Competent in my proper person, rocking the boot. Navigating through the waters in the leanable rights. The 7 seas, all I sent me, so I'm bringing the light. Can't rewind the hands of time, so I'm expanding my space. I'm from one human family, the human race. My pedigree is in my blood, I'm forever a more Asiatic, Moabite, and I'm ready for war. She redeems when I'm speaking, I'm speaking to me. Assisting and helping, uplifting fallen humanity. For the record, on the record, neither Negro or black or troglodyte. My people suffering, we only attack. My people perish from true knowledge, we so desperately lack. So why in the hell would I wanna go back? No. Can't go back to that. Been a slave of my mentality. Broke the chains that were bounding me. Listen to me now.
But progress, crystals back with no stress. With the fez or not, liberate the minds oppressed. Staring at a wall in a hole, show you a ladder, which is not a thing you climb, but your 7 chakras. Ask Jacob, 5 up, assalamu alaikum. Left foot first, so standing on the square, take 'em. The opposite of get out black holes into light, so marvelous, you get scared from fright. False and light, to none appears real, you just might sit there trapped, can't move, just paralyzed. Paralysis that you only get if you sleep. Your heights are so deep, the depths are so deep. Intelligent hoodlums said arrest the presidency. 2 shots for drink champs, Nori knows Drew Ali. Calling Yassine Bey most step, you think like the colonists. Even though Naturalizing told you what your problem is.
Can't go back to that. Been a slave of my mentality. Broke the chains that were bounding me. Listen to me now. I can't go back to that. If I'm on the left, you're on the right, and the light. Melanated radiation is bright. I can't go back to that. Been a slave of my mentality. Broke the chains that were bounding me. Listen to me now. I can't go back to that. If I'm on the left, you're on the right, and the light. Melanated radiation is bright. I rise to give honors to Allah, the Father of the universe, to Noble Drew Ali, to Grand Sheik, Cujo Awol, Canaanland Moorish, for sharing this mic with me, Temple number 5, to my son, my firstborn, for producing this track, Hassani Mosai, 206, also known as Preach to God, and to DJ Funk Daddy, the best in the West, Washington Republic, and to my emperor, Islamism.
Yeah. You know, we seek that higher knowledge. Only the ignorant can't relate. We just kill them with love instead of hate. That's what it's about.
We are Moors.
Shout out to the Grand Sheik, Cujo L, Iron Sheik. Yeah.
We are Moors. Heard what I said? Circle 7 snapback, not just affairs. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Blue, white, green fairs, not just red. We are Moors. Heard what I said? Keep talking reckless and the muftis for your head. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Your slave name crest might have a Moor head. We are Moors.
20 Moors rockin', you could call them Moroccans. Great COS adepts, let's get it poppin'. Got a problem with my sheep, got a problem with me. I be on the front line rolling 23 deep. I be studying for hours, 7 days a week, working on my higher self, cause the devil don't sleep. Big ups to Cujo L, that's the Iron Sheik. 7 heavens up, facing the east, praising Allah. Astrology, cosmology, that's the real law. I slow roast ya, master the flame like Zoe Roaster. The rise of the new Moors, old heads move over. That Kundalini energy rising up like a cobra. This is training day, mount up with real soldiers. Elevate beyond the hate and claim your lost estate. The only reason you hate is you too blind to relate. The only reason you hate is you too blind to relate.
We are Moors. Heard what I said? Circle 7 snap back, not just affairs. We are Moors. You heard what I said?
I don't rock a hat, just a turban, no affairs. We are Moors.
Heard what I said? Keep talking reckless, send the muftis for your head. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Your slave name crest might have a Moor head. Stop talking crazy. You can't be everything but Moors. That's like willing to stay minority and not mature. Therefore, Taj Tariq Bey taught the world don't respect you. However, since you wanna be it, you go down when they fall. They, the ones you call government, that's really a corpse. Black man means funeral director. Should make sense, of course. Music is the food and the message, the medicine. Mumble food is poison. I'm with the golden era veterans like Mob D, condolences, QB, RIP Prodigy, who studied the history of the Moors and etymology. You missed the Corsica headband, disguised as a bandana. Moorish MC, the real Moroccan, not a French Montana. Kendrick Lamar, you Sarahite, trust me, Hebrew's a language. Lupe put Moors in his video, made the point vantage. Yassine Bey knows Sabir, Bey knows Moorish Master MC. Fuquan Bey and Daddy IU are on some Moorish degrees. Spraga and Bojuno, they even killed Peter cause of Macintosh. Still visit Digable planets, hip-hop astronauts. Milky Way flow, rays of tassels, blind unbelievers. To higher than other senses, to still pick up the frequency. Pick your addiction, truth will still make itself known. To go platinum now, you gotta give up more plus your soul. Large Professor built pyramids, I watch Drink Champ steady. Cause Nori said Drew Ali on a track, so call me petty. Also Martin Moore exec produced the War Report album. Aboriginal Super Cat taught me how to hang and scalp them. Operation Lockdown video, feathers like a Say the Duke. Initiate invasions, activate our doors every spook. We are Moors. Heard what I said? Circle 7 snap back, not just affairs. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Blue, white, green fairs, not just red. We are Moors. Heard what I said? Keep talking reckless, send the muftis for your head. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Your slave name crest might have a Moor head. We are Moors. We are Moors. Heard what I said? We are Moors. Heard what I said? Heard what I said? Heard what I said? We are Moors. We are Moors.
Man, I see the strongest and smartest men who've ever lived. I see all this potential. And I see squalor. God damn it, an entire generation pumping gas, waiting tables. Slaves with white collars.
Marcus Garvey got my right, Drew Ali got my left side. Hook pulling for devil's hides with the valley of death stride. Blade dirty like it doesn't shower, tongue is the sword. Moorish Master MC Moore, I self am Lord. Accent of Tony Martin and Kwame Ture. They poison Steve Coakley, exposing the black boule. Threatening Ivan Van Sertima with deportation. To his own land he's in, so you know some masons. I'm pulling strings to shut him up for saying Olmecs.
Man, I see the strongest and smartest men who've ever lived. I see all this potential. And I see squalor. God damn it, an entire generation pumping gas, waiting tables. slaves with white collars.
Marcus Garvey got my right, Drew Ali got my left side. Hook pulling for devil's hides with the valley of death stride. Blade dirty like it doesn't shower, tongue is the sword. Moorish master MC Moore, I self am Lord. Accent of Tony Martin and Kwame Ture. They poison Steve Coakley, exposing the black boule. Threatening Ivan Van Sertima with deportation. To his own land he's in, so you know some masons. I'm pulling strings to shut him up for saying Olmecs. Speaking the truth of those existing before Toltecs and Aztecs and Mayan. So-called blacks are the Hawaiian and the American and the free white man. Stop the blood clot crying. Irish nigga fighting a dancing monkey. Disgrace the race, slap a mumble rap junkie. Take your mask off, show you the future, give you nervous sweats. Listen to yourself singing about Molly and Percocets.
Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate, so we can buy shit we don't need.
I see y'all wearing skinny jeans and sagging in sports bra shirts, calling Ho Chi to bury them in Calgary far outskirts, too grizzly to bear. I fear falling off this frisbee, I swear. Never mind sight impaired, stay on my square. 7 and 4 quadrant ring, I'm on my knees not praying. I'm strangling gin with Rudraksha beads. Some might say mala, some might call it a Buddhist chain. In times of war, everything is a weapon just the same as everything above has it below. Check the facts and stone her if you can find one, ask a pharaoh. What Orion and Sirius have to do with the plateau of Giza. Ancestors thought project place to place like Freezer. Moorish scientists, Sufis, shut up or down believers. Make those with little faith become ancestral receivers. Through signs and symbols, rhymes and signals. Either abandon or get your birthright like a retriever. Abandon or get your birthright like a retriever. No need to bring it back, you need no shepherd. Stop being a sheep, black, stop wasting effort. Stop letting traders chill, drop them off in deserts. I buzz a dinner, a sellout, before I get the hell out. I listen to what Drew Ali taught, he didn't have to yell out. Ref, bring the bell out, Shango, the chicken heads out. Merge shaman stones and tiger eyes, help the spell out. Pool Bay, the reason El Shabazz and Ali fell out. Moore's disgruntled and watching people with brows crumble to be exalted, but praise themselves, never humble. Begging for props, wanting segregation, but calling the cops, then calling them racist after someone gets shot or beat to a pulp or choked out. R.I.P. May ancestors let your devil self haunt their dreams. Tortured forever and ever, have peace never. So low, make their head hurt with biometric pressure.
Little children of history, man. No purpose or place. We have no Great War, no Great Depression. Our Great War is a spiritual war. Our Great Depression is our lives.
So he told me to ask Minister Louis Farrakhan because Brother Ben X wasn't there. You know what I mean? I wasn't there. So he says, ask Minister Louis Farrakhan. So we're going to ask Minister Louis Farrakhan. Listen to this audio I'm about to play. Listen to this audio I'm about to play. Let me know if y'all can hear the audio. If y'all can hear the audio, press 0.
Can you tell me what type of affiliation the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had with Marcus Garvey?
Yes. Question. Can you tell us what kind of affiliation the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had with the Honorable Marcus Garvey? Now, I know that there are rumors about that and books written that Elijah Muhammad was a lieutenant in the UNIA. That is an outright falsehood. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad never was a member of the UNIA, nor was he a follower of Noble Drew Ali. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad loved Marcus Garvey, respected and honored Marcus Garvey, and bid his followers to respect and honor Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey as the forerunners to what we are doing right now. And I don't think there's anything more honorable than that a man will say that Marcus Garvey and Noble Drew Ali blazed a trail and were forerunners, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad picked up the mantle.
Hear that?
And by the help of Allah, we will complete the work. of all of these great men.
You hear it?
You don't hear Jack. You don't hear Jack. Because we want to know, how come Richard Brent Turner, in his book, Islam in the African American Experience, he's talking about on page 143, we like to say that Elijah Muhammad was influenced by Mufti Muhammad Sadiq. There is a photograph that exists of Elijah Muhammad and Mufti Muhammad Sadiq sitting together on the stage with Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey. So the question you have to ask yourself is, if Nation of Islam started in 1930, how come there's pictures of Elijah Muhammad and Marcus Garvey and Noble Drew Ali together? What was Elijah Muhammad doing there? Because he obviously wasn't founder of Nation of Islam, because this has to be sometime before 1929 when Noble Drew Ali transitioned. It has to be before that. And 1929 means no Nation of Islam existed. No Allah's Temple of Islam existed. No fruits of Islam and none of that existed. So what was Elijah Muhammad doing with these brothers if he wasn't Nation of Islam? What was he? He was just a guy. He has nothing to do with them, but he's on the stage with them. He has nothing to do with them, but he's on the stage with them. And then Farrakhan has the audacity, and Nation of Islam has the audacity to placate Noble Drew Ali instead of telling the people the absolute positive truth. And don't debate Moors. Go talk to Richard Brent Turner. Go talk to him. And it's not we're debating somebody. Just putting out information. Because obviously our people don't read. Because if they read, they would know that their own's been playing them. But they don't want to hear what Moors are saying. So remember, we're just looking at the two of you out there. The two of you, there's 500 people on this thing. Two of you are going to actually, well, he said, pick up the mantle. Because everybody's mantle to pick up. Because Noble Drew Ali brought our nationality back. He didn't bring something back so one guy could pick it up and say, okay, no, I'm going to take it and I'm going to do what I think I'm supposed to do with it. No, that's not how it actually works. Especially if, how you claiming Forerunner when you don't even have El Bay and nothing like that? If Noble Drew Ali is the Forerunner and Marcus Garvey is the Forerunner and they set the trail for whatever, then how come because if you're claiming Noble Drew Ali is the Forerunner, then you're claiming that somebody who you're talking about is the Prophet, not Noble Drew Ali. So if Noble Drew Ali is the Forerunner of the Nation of Islam, then who are they saying is the Prophet? You know the answer. Don't pretend like you don't know the answer. And why would they claim that he's a prophet in 1930 when they were on the stage with the Prophet and the Messiah in 19 whatever before 29. How did a forerunner? See, it sounds like you were at all the meetings and all that stuff. You're obviously ahead. Obviously ahead in this thing. If you're on the stage with Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey together, Moors don't even have that picture. Oh, and then speaking about Elijah Muhammad, don't forget that Elijah Muhammad had North African inspired house built. And he used an Egyptian architect, a Hikupta architect, to build his North African stuff. Oh, but they don't know that they're Moors though. They're black guys. They're black guys with North African stuff. Ain't no black guys from North Africa. Only people I know from North Africa are Moors. Moors. Only North Africans I ever heard about. One of 5 homes along Woodlawn Avenue, designed by an Egyptian architect and built by the Nation of Islam leader. The house has a courtyard-style atrium and several arches. This stuff have arches. So if Elijah Muhammad has a Moorish house, right, with Moorish ceiling, Moorish windows, Moorish arches, Moorish style couch, Moorish tables, Moorish chairs, Moorish pictures on the wall, what don't you get? What don't you get? We're talking to the 2 of you out there who are going to use your common sense and stop playing games with yourself. Because you're only playing yourself. And again, we keep telling you, Jeru told you, playing yourself. You're still playing yourself. You're still playing yourself. Jeru told you. You're still playing yourself? One of 4 North African inspired houses. One of four North African inspired. So that means all of them? None of them are designed like the Asiatic black guys built something? None of them? All of them are designed in Moorish style? How asleep are you? Are you semi-asleep? Are you very asleep? How asleep are you? How asleep are you that you can't see that you're getting played? And then we already know it's only going to be a handful saved. So, the BS is going to continue. Don't look for finish line of the BS. You might as well not even be on the field when the BS starts playing. Just don't even be out there. If you're out there, you're playing yourself. Built on a double lot in 1973, the home has a tall panel of stained glass in a Moorish pattern above the front door, but its blonde brick exterior otherwise doesn't look exotic until you go inside. Inside, she said, a diamond-patterned wood ceiling hangs above the living room, arched doorways and windows, an African-patterned tile in the bathroom are so different from most houses. In the 1970s, Elijah Muhammad commissioned Egyptian architect M. Mamin to design 5 houses, 1 for him and 4 in a row across the street for his children and aides. Cook County property records indicate this home on the corner of 49th and Woodlawn Avenue was owned by Muhammad's daughter Ethel Muhammad Sharif. Where do you get Sharif from? You think they got Sharif from some Arabs over over across the ocean, they're giving them finance? Think that's where they got Sharif from? We're playing you. Right? How's the founder of the Nation of Islam have a house that's Moorish, but he's not a Moor? How's he not a Moor? He calls you black, but he's a Moor. Keep playing. And everybody who follows the leadership of the Elijah Muhammad and then they say the stuff, the honors to and all that stuff, and they don't want to mention Noble Drew Ali, all those people's leaders, they know. They know. They more than likely are Moors. Like we say, if Captain Joseph X can declare his nationality and say Yusuf Bey and still be captain and all that stuff, still get honors, then what don't you get? They know that they're Moors. We're not guessing. We're showing you that they know that they're Moors. What do you know? You thought it was going to be some diss them, huh? No. We know that they know that they're Moors. We know they know they're Moors. We're not talking about the dummies in the pews. We're not talking about the filled ovaries. We're talking about the beings at the podiums. All of them know that they're Moors. All of them know. Whether they do things Moorish and all that stuff, I don't know. But I know that they know. There's no way you have 5 Moorish houses and you don't know that you're a Moor. Why would you have 5 Moorish houses? Why would he have 5 Moorish houses if he's not a Moor? Does it even make sense? If he's a black guy, he's a black guy. Right? Why is a black guy have a Moorish house? Chinese guy is a Chinese house, right? Then Italian guy is Italian house. Congolese has Congolese house, and then even Aboriginal, Indigenous, and people like that claiming they got TP house and all that stuff. Everybody has their thing. So if they're Asiatic black men, why don't you have an Asiatic black man house? Since that's what you're repping. No, they got Moorish house with Moorish arches, Moorish pillars, Moorish candles, Moorish chairs, Moorish rug and carpet and playing yourself. Let's get back to her.
So he told me to ask Minister Farrakhan. She asked years ago, y'all can hear, he done said this decades ago, and people still want to argue back and forth about it. So he says, ask Minister Farrakhan. So he's trying to check me like, ask Farrakhan. Okay, well, there I go to Minister. Let me play it again. Let me play it one more time.
Can you tell me what type of affiliation the Honorable
Yes. Question, can you tell us what kind of affiliation the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had with the Honorable Marcus Garvey? Now, I know that there are rumors about that and books written that Elijah Muhammad was a lieutenant in the UNIA. That is an outright falsehood. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad never was a member of the UNIA.
Well, since he wants to play it again, we'll just play it again. Since he's going to play it again, oh, we'll play it again too. Richard Brent Turner, Islam in the African American Experience, page 143. We like to say that Elijah Muhammad was influenced by Mufti Muhammad Sadiq. There is a photograph that exists of Elijah Muhammad and Mufti Muhammad Sadiq sitting together on stage with Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey. That's our rebuttal for that fictitious claim that Elijah Muhammad had nothing to do with them like that. Yeah, he did. We don't know what he was doing. We don't know exactly what he was doing, but we know that a picture exists with Noble Drew Ali and Elijah Muhammad and Muhammad Sadiq and Noble Drew Ali. FYI, in case you never heard. And then don't debate Moors. Go talk to Richard Brent Turner. Don't try debating Moors. Moors said something. We didn't say nothing. We study and we present the reference point. You go do your research now. This is not kindergarten. We're holding your hand down some stuff. You're selling yourself out by listening to traders who they never thought that you would find out that they're a traitor. Well, now you know what you're going to do about it.
Nor was he a follower of Noble Drew Ali. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad loved Marcus Garvey, respected and honored Marcus Garvey, and bid his followers to respect and honor Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey as the forerunners to what we are doing right now.
Praise be to Allah.
And I don't think there's anything more honorable than that, that a man will say that Marcus Garvey and Noble Drew Ali blazed a trail and were forerunners, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad picked up the mantle, and by the help of Allah, we will complete the work of all of these great men.
So we thank them, Marcus Garvey and the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey and Noble Drew Ali. We thank them for blazing the trail, blazing the trail for what we doing here today. Here's another video I want to show you guys. No, you know what? I'm going to show this first because I want to show that the Moorish Science Temple, a lot of those brothers know that the minister has spoken about Noble Drew Ali, has mentioned what he taught them about nationality and Moors. He stopped his lecture and told them. How do you know that, Brother Ben X? How do you know they know he said that? Easy, because it's on their website. Let me show you. It's on their website. So they already know this. See that? Look at that. It's on their website.
Oh, that's real interesting. Moorish Science Temple. And it looks like they have a bell right there, and they have a amity banner, and they have a Moroccan flag right there, and it looks like some words underneath there. It's really interesting. This looks like something I've seen before. Let me just check something. Oh, there's a bell right there. Oh, but this is 1986 though. 1986. This is 1986. Bell Moors. Oh, Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13. Prophet Noble Drew Ali the second. I'm sure that says second right there. I'm pretty sure that says Noble Drew Ali the second. So if that says Noble Drew Ali the second, who they talking about? I'm sure that says second right there. Yeah, that looks like second right there. It says second, right? Noble Drew Ali the second. It's Noble Drew Ali the second, right? It's 1986. You got that? You got that timestamp? 1986. And then this is Moorish Science Temple, right? And then of all the Moorish Science Temples of America, for Nation of Islam guy to pull up, he's pulling up the Moorish Science Temple guys with the bell and using them as a reference. Now, hold on a second. We got this stuff from 86 with the same bell right here that says Moorish Science Temple, and they're talking about ink and all that. What's going on here? Let's see what this is. What is this? Let's see what this is. Let's see what this is. Let's see. June 10th, 1986. Let's see. How come he didn't pull this up? You want to show relation between Moorish Science Temple and Nation of Islam. How come he didn't pull this up? The Nation of Islam, Minister Louis Farrakhan, National Representative. Islam, brother. Greetings in the name of peace and justice. It's been brought to our attention that in the very near future, you will be returning to the United States of America. However, it's been indicated by the Justice Department that they will arrest you upon your arrival back to the United States for violating a presidential order. Therefore, as one Muslim brother to another, it is our duty to assist you in the only way possible. That is through the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, number 13, copy book 521, file number 5-39, record group number 147, National Archives, National Headquarters, General Services Administration, Washington, D.C., 20408, Charter of Warrant and Dispensation. Prior to your arrival stateside, an official announcement must be made stipulating your intentions to be immediately naturalized according to our authority. Naturalized, not national, naturalized. You're already a natural person, so why are you naturalizing? But naturalized, prior to your arrival stateside, an official announcement must be made stipulating your intentions to be immediately naturalized according to our authority. Upon arrival, our officials will administer the complete naturalization process, which includes the following. Act 6 of the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Administer the oath of amnesty and restoration and subscribe to same. Issue certificate of registration. Issue nationality and identification card. With caution, let us advise you at this point, you automatically become part and parcel of this said government and must live the life accordingly. Then you must come under the copyright statutory law, the resurrection. Be yourself and not someone else. Remember, my brother, President Reagan is working with us. You have affirmed yourself to the true U.S. Constitution. Therefore, from this day forward, you will be under the protection and jurisdiction of the Charter of Warrant and Dispensation and the 13th Amendment with 20 sections. Upon confirmation by you, our officials will administer the complete naturalization process upon your arrival to the United States. We await your response. Sheikh Joel Bratton Bey, Chief Special Investigator. And then there's seals on it. And then there's seals on it. So, Moorish Science Temple of America, Moorish Divine and National Movement Incorporated, and Temple 13, and Noble Drew Ali II. What does that mean? What do you mean Noble Drew Ali II? What do you mean by that? What do you mean second? But these Moors had relations since 86 with Nation of Islam, to the point where Farrakhan, back in Chicago, tells of suit bans on Libya. 1986. June 86. June 86. June. June. It was billed as the triumphant return of Louis Farrakhan, the fiery black Muslim leader who had been abroad since February 6th. But at a rally Saturday night, Mr. Farrakhan spoke as much about the possibility that he might face federal prosecution for defying a 1981 executive order against traveling to Libya as he did about his triumph. He issued a challenge to the government's right to ban travel to Libya, which he has challenged in a suit against the Reagan administration. In defiance of the prohibition and a January ban on doing business with Libya, Mr. Farrakhan stopped there on what he described as an all-11 nation tour. He said he was in Libya from March 12th to the 29th for a religious conference that various news accounts have described as international gathering of terrorists and other disaffected people, including a delegation from the United States. Mr. Farrakhan, the leader of the Nation of Islam, one of two main black Muslim sects, indicated that he expects to be arrested. The penalties for violating the ban on trading with Libya could be a fine of $10,000 and up to 10 years in prison. He cites a duty to others. Addressing a crowd of 3,000 in Chicago Hilton, Mr. Farrakhan said that he had gone to Libya conference because it was his duty to tell the world of the wickedness of the American government, which he said was guilty of lying, deceit, and hypocrisy. Sound familiar? He said that while President Reagan had the right to issue executive orders, he must exercise that right on the basis of truth and justice and not use lies and discredit to rob the American people of their constitutional right to travel. Right to travel? What do you mean 86? He's talking about right to travel. Right to travel. Sound familiar? Ain't nobody call him sovereign citizen. How come they didn't call him sovereign citizen when he exercised his right to travel by naturalizing, getting out of the corporate jurisdiction of U.S., putting himself into another corporate jurisdiction, but it wasn't a U.S. one, it was a Moorish one. Which is why he could still go around and say the black and all that stuff, not wear his fez, not wear a turban, and just do whatever, because he just did that to get back in the country. He ain't no more. He just did the process. Process done, just like people who proclaim their nationality, they got out the ticket. Once they get out the ticket, they go back to being nigger. Not changing, not correcting. So if he's talking about right to travel, that means he definitely knows what's up. And again, this ain't no slight on him, because he knows. Problem is, how come you don't know? How come Farrakhan knows about right to travel and you're debating Moors? How come you're debating him about his right to travel that he exercised to get back in the country when they were gonna kidnap him? And don't forget, the brotherhoods of Black Masons bestow honors and recognition on Minister Farrakhan. I thought the Masons were Illuminati and all that stuff. Oh, they're not that. Oh, now they're not that. They're cool now. They're cool now? Everything's good? Is it because he naturalized? He made his bed. We're just showing you your bed with the glass and all that stuff and really asking if you want to lay down. Like, you really want to lay down? Your bed's not really looking too proper right now. You might want to consider sleeping somewhere else for tonight or cleaning off the bed. We're using them as an example to show you. If you think that it's about what you see and the third dimension and the senses, and that's it. It's not about anything. Nothing else has influence on your being except what's in the physical. You're in the matrix and you need to get out, because you're in that black hole and the cup is stirring. You better get out. Because they're playing you the kingdom come. And yeah, all the traders, their bed's clean. They ain't playing around with you people. They ain't playing around with you dummies. Right? Our issue with these people is, why aren't they telling? Not we already know they know what's up. They're the guy behind the curtain. And then they're the guy in front of the curtain, and you're thinking that this is different people. The conclusion, because remember, since they play the ink game, they're still in the jurisdiction. But how come when they went to do suits and all that stuff, if you're because this is 87, if you're naturalized, then you have a nationality. So how come you're going to court as the straw and then say that they're doing something when you lose? It ain't them. Has nothing to do with them. Has to do with why you go into court as because if you say you're Ali, then they're gonna have a little bit more than you want people to know. You're gonna have too much. Because you already knew in 86 right to travel was gonna go over their head. You already know. You're not on them degrees yet. In sum, we hold that Plaintiff Farrakhan lacks standing to pursue his claims. Off the top. Because he came as a corpse. Thought you naturalized and all that stuff. In addition, Muhammad Mosque Incorporated has failed to state a claim under the First Amendment upon which relief can be granted. As has been indicated, in this situation, we are unwilling to second-guess the judgment of the President in the important area of national security. Accordingly, it is by the court this 3rd day of June 1987, ordered that defendant's motion to dismiss is granted, and it is ordered that as to Plaintiff Farrakhan, the complaint dismissed pursuant to Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 12B1, and it is ordered that Plaintiff Muhammad Mas seeking a declaration that Muhammad Mas may make contributions to Libyan organizations is dismissed. Further order that Muhammad Mas' claim for declaration that it may repay its loan to Islamic Cause Society notwithstanding the Libyan sanction regulations is also dismissed, etc. etc. And then that's how they played themselves. Because again, if you're the final call and the Moorish movement was your forerunner, then why take you all the way to 86 to naturalize or do whatever with regard to having the Moorish birthright? Because that's supposed to be the foundation of what you're doing. If you're claiming you're a nation of Islam, if the claim is we are nation of Islam, then why wouldn't you be L's and Bays and all that if you're a nation? If you're a nation, you have a nationality. Why would you not have a name? But you're a nation. Is that a contradiction? There's contradiction, then there's no standing at law. Notwithstanding. Legs turn noodles. You shot a few going down. All right? Just remember, Farrakhan said that while President Reagan had the right to issue executive orders, he must exercise that right on the basis of truth and justice, and not use lies and deceit to rob the American people of their constitutional right to travel. That's 86. That's how he was talking in 86. To Mr. Reagan, he said, "You do not deprive me of my right to travel on your flimsy lies." '86, they know as much as right to travel. And nothing. The lawsuit charged that the ban on doing business with Libya prevented Mr. Farrakhan's organization from repaying the Libyan government $5 million it received as a loan 15 months ago. It also charged that the ban against travel unduly infringed upon Mr. Farrakhan's constitutional rights. Constitutional rights? How's NOI talking about constitutional rights? '86. Oh, you still think? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Let's just. Let's just read this part right here. The Nation of Islam, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, and in the name of Muhammad, the Divine Messenger, Assalamu Alaikum. 1986. Dear Brother Farrakhan, may this letter reach you wherever you are in the world. You are traveling. I know that Allah is blessing you abundantly and making the doors to open. As we know, read in Matthew blah blah. We need the significance of your travels, and we, your servants, in the cause of Allah, must double our talents. So to speak in preparation of your return, I pray Allah that your return will be pleased with our efforts. The point of this letter is to inform you of certain events which have recently transpired that may prove to be of importance to you. These little notes will also serve to explain the letter herein enclosed from our allies, the Moorish Science Temple, written by Sheikh Joel Bratton Bey. I will be brief. On May 26, 1986, several sheikhs of the Moorish Science Temple of the top national leadership, such as Sheikh Bratton Bey and Sheikh Ankh El of Baltimore, visited us in Washington during our Wednesday night meeting. We were pleased to have them, of course, and afterwards they consulted with me in the private to indicate that they had come out of concern from your safety and well-being on your return to the USA. They gave me a briefing of your views and also literature on the legal aspects of your case in particular and all black people in general. We agreed to meet again, which we did in Baltimore at the Moorish Science Temple on Entah Street. In attendance were representatives of not only the Nation of Islam and Moorish Science Temple, but the United Negro Improvement Association, Republic of New Africa, and others. In addition, the Reverend Theodore Williams, who you know, was in attendance to announce his candidacy for the congressional seat in the 7th District of Maryland, vacated by Parren Mitchell. His purpose for running is to introduce a resolution for a separate state for blacks. Also in attendance, very conspicuously, was the spirit of Allah, this, mind you, being the 25th night of Ramadan. The presiding Moorish sheikhs gave us an excellent presentation on their teachings and their views on your situation, citing case law as examples, i.e. Jesse Jackson, the Leeds Bay case, and Muhammad Ali. The bottom line was that the need for you to be naturalized as a Moorish American to escape the legal jurisdiction of the U.S. government actions against you. Much detailed information, quite well documented, was presented and is condensed in an enclosed letter to you as the naturalization process. Also deemed of essential importance to allow safe entrance was the need to arrive via Africa through the port of New Orleans, definitely not New York via Europe. If via Asia, then through San Francisco. On June 5th, 1986, the 27th night of Ramadan, I stood with Reverend Williams as he announced formally his intention to run for Congress. I addressed the assembly of Moors and was well received. Again, the Spirit descended. On June 8th, 1986, again in Baltimore, I met with the Moorish sheikhs, this time accompanied by your legal counselor, Sister Ava Muhammad, who wanted to evaluate the legal merits of the Moorish position. I think she was favorably disposed towards what they had to say. However, I will leave it to her to render her own judgment to you in her professional capacity. Finally, I wish to share that as we met on the evening of June 8th in the pavilion in Druid Park under the new crescent moon and star and western sky, the western sky still red with the sunset, I felt the spirits of Noble Drew Ali and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Without going further, I feel something very, very special has occurred to make the Moorish Science Temple and the Nation of Islam allies. We met again at the study group in Baltimore on June 9th. I pray on your return that you and the Honorable Grand Sheikh Dingle L will meet and let a marriage take place. I close knowing that this is Allah alone who guides your heart and mind, and He alone who is sufficient in power to preserve us from the evil designs of this wicked world. Your brother and servant, Abdul Ali Muhammad. Radio. So they all know. They all know. The question is, when are you going to know? Honors to all the Moors. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Study, study, study. Supreme honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Honors to all mothers. Honors to all mothers. Honors to all the Moors who know that they're Moors and have honor and respect for Noble Drew Ali and what he brought back for us. Peace and love to all the Moors worldwide. Islam.